when you align your challenge with having a community within it that you can actually ask your questions, tag people in, and position yourself as a leader in your industry or an expert in your industry around the topic that you are discussing, right? That's when your business is going to grow. That's when you're able to scale and everything like that.
Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable.
Okay. I am making sure that I am live, and I see that I am live in Monetizing Mompreneurs. Today is day 3. It has been cray. Okay, over here has been crazy. I don't know if you have been with the weather changing and things not going exactly as planned. I know for me and my household, some of us got sick, and I had one of the worst headaches. So I'm going to go ahead and tag everyone. Day 3 is here. Join us. And we're going to talk about packaging your offer. So if you have done day 1 and you have done day 2, then day 3 is going to be a no-brainer, and it's going to basically pull all those pieces together to make 3 even more incredible. If you're on my email list, then you have gotten the mock-ups to help you package your offer. And if you're not on the email list, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat on how to get on it and how to basically have all the good things. Hi, Alexis. I see that you're joining me in the live Zoom. I'm going to go ahead and put the view. No. You can ask any questions, girl. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can either raise your hands or put it in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and go straight to it. I have a few slides that I prepared, and I'm excited for this. If you have any questions, Lexus, girl, put it in the chat. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Okay, so this one is my favorite part. So one of the things that I did was kind of like, I used to be invited to be a speaker into certain places. And when I first started speaking, I didn't know the impact that speaking can do, and also having your own platform and going live in your own platform. Like, I'm very blessed that I can basically tag everyone, invite people. If they want to listen or not, they can ignore it. Or if they're like, oh my gosh, Linda gives value, they can join. And that's the greatest thing about having a platform, is the impact that we can create. And so if you're doing the challenge, one of the best ways to filter people in that you want to work with, and you want to make sure that you qualify your leads, and that you're not having leads that pretty much are going to maybe not show up for the meeting, right? Or not value you as that service provider that you are, or not value that as the expert that you are. This is also another way that you can qualify the people that you want to work with. All right. So we are in day 3. I'm going to keep it simple. This one is actually, day 3 is ridiculously simple. And I was like, I just couldn't not like catch up in the moments that I wanted to catch up, but we are here today. I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce myself. But if you're joining me, whether you're on replay or whether you're here live, I already know, Alexis, you commented. Please comment. That boosts the engagement, that actually boosts our Facebook group, and it makes more people come together. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Alexis, where are you? I remember we were talking and we were discussing about meeting or doing some type of meetup one time. But so I'm reintroducing myself. I'm Linda Mendable. I am a web designer and marketing coach for mompreneurs, and I help women build their tribe with engaging and thriving FB groups, as well as providing oh my god, them with the strategy on selling their products that gives them more time for their families and flexibility to do more of what they love. One of the greatest things that I hear from Florida. Oh, my family is so cute. Thank you. Yes. So one of the things is, a challenge is a digital product. It's going to grow your email list, and It's going to bless you in your business, especially if like you can, it's a marketing tool that you can bring out and say, you know what, I want more students in my course, or I want more one-to-one clients. How can I get more one-to-one clients? And you can put it out there and promote it and give value to the people that you're meant to give value, and the people understand if, you know, are you an expert in your field, and maybe they need that extra piece, you know. And it almost kind of goes into a more than a discovery call, because in discovery call you only have like 30 minutes, right? But when you're doing a challenge, you're having layers of marketing. You have your email, right? You're sending out email newsletters, right? And you also have social media that maybe you're promoting your, you know, your challenge in, and it grows your community, and it also shows that you're there for the people that you're meant to be there for. So this is the missing piece that you need in packaging your offer. um yes, hearts. And so day one was the most important day. And day one was pretty much building the foundation of your challenge. So we discussed the outline of the challenge. Like, what am I going to do a challenge about? We talked about that. We discussed that. Alexis, let me know if you got day one and you filled it out, because then we can actually go and kind of do like a hot seat if you're here, and we can like get it even better. Okay. And then day two, we talked about one of the most important pieces. And one of the things that I have done is market research. So one of the things is, when I first started my Facebook group, I was getting sales every single day, because I had a whole bunch of, like, I had a whole product suite. I had a whole digital product suite. Right now, I removed my product suite, which I'm bringing back in January. And Monetizing Mompreneur Society members will be a part of that. Oh, this is my first one I've been able to join. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, no worries, girl. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of goodness here. When I did my Facebook group, and that's why I have the challenge, building a thriving Facebook group, because when I was building it and it was growing, and I knew how to grow it, like in like a week, I had like 1,000 new members. The reason why I slowed down with it is because I was trademarking Monetizing Mompreneurs, and we're now in the last phase of trademarking Monetizing Mompreneurs and everything like that. And I didn't want to get so big that I had to fight all this, you know, all this thing, you know, because, you know, some people can copy and all of that. And so I decided to do more of a slow growth. But when I had my whole product suite, because I was doing both web design, doing one-on-one clients, and then from there, I built out a recurring income stream that I still have, that actually allows me to scale my business because of the recurring income. I know what I'm getting each month. You know, I know when I need to bring in more people, or, you know, when I want more sales in, right? And then I also got a lot of feedback from my members with my products, with the things I was offering. And so that's when I created Monetizing Mompreneur Society, because I didn't want to just give little pieces. I wanted to have them, but now I have the pieces. You know, maybe you just need a piece. Maybe you just need a slide deck. Maybe you just need a mock-up. Maybe you just need a launch list, right? And so now we have those pieces with our Monetizing Mompreneur Society. And, you know, I just saw the power of making sales in every day, but there's a reason to the story. So after that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. This is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then I did a challenge, right? I did not know that a challenge would bring in actually more clients, more people wanting my services, and making more sales towards, you know, my offers and my product suite, right? So that to say, when you align your challenge with having a community within it that you can actually ask your questions, tag people in, and position yourself as you know, a leader in your industry or an expert in your industry around the topic that you are discussing, right? That's when your business is going to grow. That's when you're able to scale and everything like that. And we talked about market research, and that's how I created Monetizing Mompreneur Society. That's how it has not been this hard sale. It's been really effortless and seamless, and it's something that I genuinely am excited about, because I took how I want to show up, as well as how other people want me to show up, you know, because we had a membership, and it was just for marketing, you know, like, you know, get your, you know, you can log in, member dashboard and you get all the marketing materials once a month or something like that. And they told me, it's all great, but are you going to be in there? And because it was a lower ticket, I was like, no, I'm not going to be in there. But a lot of my videos are, and a lot of things that I do share with my one-on-one client, items are. And that was something that my audience wanted. And so, boom, because of market research, I have been able to hone in on monetizing mompreneurs, on what it is that we're going to be about, what it is that we are about, and allow the reach to get bigger and more impactful. And so market research, if you don't do it, you're leaving a lot off the table, because that's where you're going to validate that challenge that you're going to do is probably going to be something that you like to talk about. And I know, Alexis, what is something that you love to talk about? I remember last time we talked, you love Chat GPT. You have been on the podcast, and your episode honestly is one of the biggest episodes that we have. Like, it has gone viral on Pinterest. Just to let you know, just FYI. So I want to ask you, Alexis, yes, that Chat GPT, girl, it went viral, and I'll send you a DM with like how much it went viral, because it's the most like pinned, reshared graphic that we have on Pinterest. So what is it that you want to discuss, Alexis? Because that's how you can validate, by looking at the pins, right? What are people repinning? What are people sharing of your content? Then you can really see what is making an impact from these people. And, Alexis, for ChatGPT, you hit a chord, and so, it's still big. It's still fresh. It's still new. People don't know how to use AI within their business, and a lot of people are not teaching it. And so it's kind of like a little bit of a blue ocean, but you don't want it to get into a red ocean. I don't know if you ever heard that terminology, but you said, I've still been discussing AI for small business owners. So imagine you create a challenge, with your small business owners, and you create a challenge that goes into maybe your one-on-one offer, or that course, or a signature course. I don't know if you're going to be creating a digital products, because I know you're doing one-on-one, but sometimes we can scale. In order to scale, we have to remove that trading time for dollars, right? And we have to develop something that's going to get a little bit viral, that people are going to like, that kind of sells like hotcakes. And so if you're doing that already, then you continue to do, and you continue to amplify that message. And a challenge may be a good thing for you to do that, because it'll bring people into your world. It will grow your Facebook group. It will grow your business, and people will know that you're the go-to person for that. Alexis says, I've been thinking of some digital products or bundles to pull together. Awesome. Exactly. So monetizing mompreneurs, one of the things that we asked our audience members, hey, what do you want? Do you want a membership for just marketing? Do you want to learn about bundles and summits so you can host your own? And that was the resounding feedback that we got from our members. And it was like perfect for me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it hits on all of my expertise, especially with marketing, with web design, and with processes that I know how to do and I'm doing. And so, and plus that community feel, bringing us together, growing together. And that's what Monetizing Mompreneur Society's transformation promise, because you have to have a promise with all your digital products. Where are they stuck at, and what is going to be that transformation, and what's going to be that promise that you're giving them if they purchase that course. It could even be like how they feel afterwards, right? Especially if you're a coach. So our promise is that you'll be confident to host your own bundles and summits at the end of our 6-month group coaching for Monetizing Mompreneur Society. So I'm just giving tips, and that's one of the reasons why I launched the challenge, because that's something that you can place within a bundle. So if you wanted to, let's say you created your challenge, right? Like a mini course, a 3-day to 5-day mini course. You created your challenge, and boom, that's something that you can host a bundle with, about using ChatGPT in a certain area in the business, right? And then you can partner with other people, people that have lookalike audiences. Maybe they're not doing exactly what you're doing. Maybe they're not doing ChatGPT at all, but they're somewhere in social media marketing, or they're somewhere in tech. You know what I'm saying? That is a line that people, that they have kind of like the audience, and that you have the audience, and you all like have each other's audiences that you want to kind of like talk to. And because you never know who is your person, you never know who you are for. And I really believe in community over competition, because it's not really a competition, because especially when you're like showing up, you're showing your information, are you the right person for the the people that are listening to you? Are you the right person to get them to that next level, or get to that next transformation? The way that you deliver, the way that you kind of like give them the bite-sized information. And again, like, and that's where you outlined in day one. And so I remember we went through the flow method, Alexis, and then we also did it, and that's the second episode that has been listened to, is Monetizing Mompreneur Summer Hot Seats. And that episode, we discussed the flow method and taking the steps, right? And that's the outline of your challenge. And so when you have those two things, when you have your outline, you should suggest what resources should be included, or what they will gain. And day two should have validated your offer. So it's almost like when you outline your challenge, you take a look at what can you add to step one that will allow them to get more ahead, right? Then on day two, you go in through market research. And I also developed a Trello board, which Monetizing Mompreneurs members will be getting on like, if you need extra additional support, more than the workbooks or the Loom videos with this challenge. But here you'll have access like of all the resources. And I'm going to show you day one. And Alexis, I'm going to put day one for you in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to put day one workbook. So go ahead and make a copy of it so you can have, this is something that I'm giving to all challenge members. And if you had day one, and it's basically discussing on the outline of your challenge. So Alexis, let's say, because I know when we have summits and we also invite people to our bundles, we ask for certain things. And so one of the things that we ask is for a digital product. And so this digital product, it could be that challenge that leads into a sale, because you have to be strategic. When you get people into your world, how are you going to nurture them automatically in some way into kind of like buying from you, right? And so it's aligning your offer with that challenge, and then that the next step is a no-brainer to invest with you, because the information that you have already covered. I hope that makes sense. So step one on launching with a challenge is outlining the challenge. So I developed a deeper resource that, like a slide deck presentation. So one of the resources, let's say, okay, so with launching with a challenge, one of the things that on day two, someone asked, well, how do I, this makes it easier because I can see that you can build it out with your slide decks and stuff like that. Exactly. So the slide decks actually help you build out also your challenge, because we're faceted, multifaceted creatives. And we have different ways that we got to get out of sometimes a creative slump. And so I noticed that sometimes visually, when you start creating, like, what should go in slide deck one? What should be that first thing that you're going to be covering? Sometimes maybe it's not the steps, maybe it's going into the slide decks. So my deeper resources, like, yeah, we have the free workbook, but if you need additional support in developing your digital product, or learning how to use a challenge in a deeper faceted way with a bundle and hosting your own bundle, well, you can come in Monetize Mompreneur Society, and you'll have access to the slide deck presentations that you can customize, brand out yourself, but has the layout on what works when it comes to selling your offers, to selling your digital products, and to help you package it. And so I developed not only a slide deck presentation, but also it comes with, right, the Trello board that has the SOPs, that has the checklist to help my students, basically complete what their challenge would offer. And so it provides that additional support that they can pull this out, not just for Alexis, like, you can do this for any one of the products, any other products. You can even create it as its own product and sell it, like a workshop. Maybe you won't call it a challenge. Maybe you'll call it a workshop, and you're going to be going, it's a 3-day workshop, and it's, whatever price point that you want to slap on it that makes sense to you. And, and then when they pay for that, because now you have qualified leads as well within there, because when people pay, they pay attention. And now you can also upsell. Okay, we discussed, boom, day 1, people will have their questions, you answer their questions. Day 2 and day 3, or even day 5, you can pitch like, okay, do you guys want more additional support if you decide to work one-on-one with me or join my signature offer? This is what you'll be getting, right? But it goes into an outline. Say, when people pay, they pay attention. A word, absolutely. When people pay, they pay attention. That is the truth. And that's why I always suggest, don't you ever get testimonials from people that don't put some skin in the game. It depends it depends on who it is that you're working with. But if you're letting anyone come in, like, hey, I just want to exchange testimonials for this product that I did, DM me, I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend doing a strategic, testimonial, but don't give out those for free. Like, do a free project though, because the best testimonials that I have seen and the people that go through everything and are excited are the ones that pay to play. And it could be in a maybe in a lower, like maybe you got a little special going on, right? Because right now, Monetizing Mompreneurs, it has a founding member special. Okay, packaging your offer. So our step 2, right? Because remember, we outlined the day 1, we did the outline, we did what is step 1, what is step 2, what is it that you take your client through, what is the resources that you can add. And we went over that with the flow method. What is the resources that you can add to help them accomplish and feel more confident with step 1? And then you will realize these will also work as your pillars on social media. Okay, that's one of the things. Like, if you develop a digital product, if you're a service provider and you develop a digital product, or if you're a service provider and you don't know how to use social media, I would behoove you to develop your digital product, because there you sit down and you think about what it is that you take your clients through, what information are your clients suffering with and that they need help with, and how can you bring in those resources, that information they need to get them to the other side. Then when you build it out this way, when you build out your challenge and you align it to that offer, you align it to what you basically take your clients through, your signature offer, or that course you want to sell, then you'll realize, oh my gosh, this is step 1 is my first pillar. Step 2 is my second pillar, and step 3 is my third pillar that I can discuss on social media. Then with those pillars, you go into educate, entertain, and resonate. Those are the 3 things. I like to call it also the arc. You can build your arc and have the framework, which we did on day 2. And the framework takes you through the arc, because that's building your audience towards validating this product that you're launching. Do people want this? Are people in tune? Do people want to hear from you about this particular offer? And you'll also hear the feedback. You'll get the words that people use. I know one of the things I like to use, does marketing make you want to throw up? I had a client tell me that marketing makes me want to throw up. And that's one of the reasons, like, she's in Monetizing Mompreneur Society, because marketing makes her want to throw up, right? So when you get your step 1s, right? So the arc A, awareness, R, resonate, and C, credibility. And so those are the 3 things that you need to hit on. You can do it with educating, entertaining, and resonating. And when you know your pillars, right, what type of information you're going to be sending out, and you stay within that, it's gonna basically be aligned. Your message is aligned, and it's going to be a no-brainer for people to want more, because you can't talk about it all in one little reel or one post. So when you because basically I have learned, people are afraid, like, what if I give too much, right? First of all, not every single person is right now here in my Facebook group listening to me right now. Not every single person is going to basically listen to every single thing that I have to say every single day, right? Because we're busy, we're moms, we have things to do, and the same and likewise. Some people will catch it and some people won't. And some people are going to be like tuned in, whatever you have to do, whatever you're saying. And those usually are the people that will be investing in you because they're going to want to ask questions within your realm of expertise. And they're also going to save up in order to work with you, or they're going to wait until you have that product that they're wanting to invest in. And I remember when I was first starting my Facebook group, and then I launched a product, and someone said, I have been waiting for you to launch on something that I can invest in, Linda. So sometimes people are waiting for you to provide that next level of information, that next product, but maybe you haven't provided yet, because then that's the beauty of developing a challenge, to being clear on what are your pillars on, what are you going to be hitting on, and how does it transition from them understanding where they need support, how you can support, and them going into that next level, like, yes, okay, I'm ready, let's do this, right? And getting them excited, because usually that's what a challenge would afford you, is getting the person excited to work with you. And so that's something that you can pull out anything. So within the Trello board, one of the things that I also created, because I've done my market research, what do my peoples have trouble with? Email marketing. So you know what I did? I did a swipe file. Take all of my emails, how I've outlined it, and copy it, and copy and paste with your expertise. So I've done a whole swipe file that you can use in your industry, that you can just plug and play, and you don't have to think about, how am I going to email them about my challenge, right? Like, what do I put in email 1? What do I put in email 2, right? How do I get people on, my landing page? And so that's one of the things that I packaged into Monetizing Mompreneur Society. And day 3 is usually, because I have to do it this way, if you go into my Facebook challenge, day 3 is pretty much a lesson. And what I do is, I know what you're thinking. And yes, there's a lot more to this. And this is the part where I start selling. So basically, like, I'm doing the lesson, right? We did the outline. We did day 1. We did day 2. I discussed how it is that we package it, basically what your resources are. How to basically do your market research, right? How, what areas, how are you going to market? How are you going to use social media? How you're going to effectively grow social media and attract the right people, boom, with your steps, because those are the places that you are an expert in, right? I sat down with one of our society members, and she is a fitness coach. And she's like, Linda, I am slammed with one-to-one clients, and I'm ready to scale. I'm ready to stop trading time for money. Digital products will afford you that. And one of the things that she said was, because she didn't know how, she didn't know where to start. And I said, what is it? What is the first step that you take your client through? What is the first step in working with you? What do you go through? And she's like, BRM, something like that. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what that is, but that's one of her level of expertise. The second, she talks to her clients about, hey, what is your protein intake? What should she do in her social media? She should talk about educating, right, the client on what it is. Step 1 is that BMR. I was like, okay, BMR, that's what you should be doing on social media, and educating the person on what this is, so they understand what the value that you have, and how they can ask their questions tailored to them. And that's why people want to, oh, I have this, program, or I have this resources to help you, right? And that's when you get like, and don't worry about engagement. I'm going to say that 100%. Don't worry about engagement. Worry more about what message you're putting out there. I'm talking about engagement, like comments, because people are going to be DMing you. People are going to be emailing you, hey, loved your challenge, or love this, DM. And I had a few people DM me about, hey, where's the workbook? Because I forgot to put the link on the workbook because they caught the replays, right? So people are going to be asking you questions around your expertise. But okay, her step 2 was about protein. After they discussed a certain topic, then they went into protein. So what she should do, she should talk in her reels. Like, if she doesn't know what to put out there, she doesn't know what type of reels to put out there, put something about protein. A lot of people don't, because we don't know what you know. Alexis, I don't know a lot about ChatGPT. I remember when I sat down with you, I didn't even know you can combine it with Canva and do a whole bunch of things. And then you can ask it questions. I remember that blew my mind. A lot of people don't know this, and it may be second nature to you, but for other people, it's not. And so when you kind of break things down, what are the steps that I take my clients through and how I can branch out my content to cover those, and that makes my challenge and makes my offer like a no-brainer, you know, that's the secret sauce. That's how you make alignment. And then you start really scaling, really growing that business and knowing how to book clients, right? And a challenge is another facet. Because then you'll be having people that maybe don't want to do it themselves, they would like you to do it and they'll pay a premium for that. Or maybe people want to join within, you know, that course that you've created, that challenge that you have, you know, hey, I loved your challenge. How can I work with you? Right. And so you have to go into like, it's like, hey, can I ask you a question? Right. You have to have like leave an open-end question. So when you're packaging your offer, right, you're going to be kind of like teaching them your steps 1, steps 2s, and steps 3s. You're going to kind of discuss, like, you're going to answer your questions. And Alexis, please, if you have any questions, please stop me anytime and drop it in the chat. In here, then you're going to leave. Day 3 is going to be, you're going to talk a little bit about you. You're going to talk a little bit about what, you know, you're going to go into what you're discussed, and you're going to go into it deeper. So you're going to ask the question, what if I told you the easiest way to create all of that, pretty much all of the, like creating your emails, creating your mock-ups, creating your slide deck, you know, having resources, you know, to create, you know, anything that is in your challenge, right? How can, like, but before I do, you know, but before I go there, right? But before I do, and before I go there, can I ask you a question? And then you can basically, hey, Alexis, can I ask you a question, right? And people in the chat will either say yes, you know, if you have any interaction and stuff like that. This actually works really well. I actually love this part. And then it goes into, you know, I like to go into, you can do your own little blurb here. It says, are you going to seize the opportunity to ditch the wait list of your dreams and start creating that experience and impact for yourself and your ideal clients and audience? Like Alexis, are you going to ditch the wait list of your dreams and start creating the experience and impact in a way quicker and faster way than you would do by yourself for you and your ideal clients? Like, let me know. Are you going to be like the ladies in the back row? Look at them looking crunchy back there, right? Because, you know, they're just doing it by themselves. They don't got no resource. They're not in Monetizing Mompreneur Society, you know. Or can you choose to live in the front row, you know, right here? Or you can choose to live in the front row or the third row. You like that? Sometimes you got to paint the picture, you know. So when you're selling, when you're done packaging your offer, when you're done talking about like, what is your offer? Right? You're going to be, come on, these are Monetizing Mompreneur Society members right here. You know, are you going to be those? Or are you going to be crunchy? You know, like the ones in the back that's like, man, we're doing this by ourselves, you know, shoot, we're not asking for help. We're not in the front row, right? You know, let's get you in the front row. Let's ditch the wait list, you know. And this is maybe where you will open your doors, like, hey, doors are now open into my new program. Or, you know, if you've been opening it, right? Come on, ditch the wait list. Get me out of row 3. Alexis, get me out of row 3. That's right. Come on down to the front row. Get into Monetizing Mompreneur Society. And then, boom, join. You get access to our secret number 1, right? That was step 1, right? And then I also teach you how to package it. And that is in the Trello board, because in what I do something like this. And we basically will work on, you'll get access to the Trello board, right? But we basically, what I love to do is kind of like working on, okay, because this is the things that we hit on. How this one easy tip gets you noticed. Secret 2, how this one strategic content building strategy can provide massive growth used correctly. And secret 3, how aligning one offer provides you impact. We discussed those. The one easy tip is creating that foundation. Then secret number 2, how does one strategic content planning strategy can provide massive growth? Market research, right? You did your outline, you got your foundation, now you do your market research. Do people want this, right? So you ask questions, and that's in the framework, in the workbook, in the framework in day 2. And then secret 3, which is my day 3, how aligning one offer provides you impact. And that's basically, I talked about the arc, right? You basically aligning your steps, aligning what you take your clients through into your social media, because how do they know? How do they know that you're, how would they know? Have you seen that reel? How would they know? They're gonna know. How are they gonna know if you don't even put it out there, why you're an expert in your field, right? And I didn't even know, Alexis, I follow you. I didn't even know you were still teaching people with the Chat GPT, right? And so, take people through that and get your social media visible with the content that you are an expert in. And then, right, one of the things I've heard is that people don't like to be salesy. What I love about this method, about doing the challenge, is like, shoot, Alexis, I'm selling the crap out of it. I hope that's not a bad word, right? But I'm pretty much saying, hey, I got this resource. Come on in, right? But, I'm selling, right? It doesn't feel like selling. I'm having fun. I'm laughing. You're laughing because Alexis just started laughing. But right, it doesn't feel like selling. And I see Martha. You're in the chat. Hello, hi. I'm so glad that you're here. But basically teaching you how to structure your secrets and how to put it out there, because that's part of marketing, is developing that buzz, right? And this is Martha, this is actually the you're gonna get access to this this month when I sit down with you one-on-one. This is going to be available to Monetizing Mompreneur Society members in January, but if you paid in full, this is going to be available to you when we sit down with our one-on-one sessions. So you put your secret and you put your value, right? So instead of doing this all yourself, you get the slide decks, but yeah, you can definitely put this, slap this bad boy together. When you join, you also get access to secret number 2. You're excited, Martha? Martha says, awesome, I'm excited. I am so excited to you. Like, it's definitely a great investment. I can't wait to sit down with you. Really excited. So boom, you do your secret sauce. What is, your secret, how you're aligning it, right, with your steps. How can you make it impactful? How can you make it inviting? Like, I want to know more about that. Market research allows you to market what it is the challenge is going to be about, because before you launch the challenge, you're doing your market research. What are you having trouble with? You can tweak your challenge depending on what people are saying. You're also validating it. You're validating your product. You're knowing if it's going to sell or not, right? Secret number 3, then you put it in there, right? And then you can do your bonuses. By the way, here's a bonus. Here's bonus number 2 that aligns with maybe secret number 2. Here's bonus number 3 that aligns with secret number 3, right? Bonus 4. And then, are you ready? Become a member. Alexis, are you ready to come work with me so we can really scale your business? Come on in. And I know Martha already is in. She's already signed up. And I can't wait to sit down and chat with you. And girl, Martha, you got to get in your bio so I can announce you in the group. And I know I have a few announcements to make. But yes, join Monetizing Mompreneurs and ditch the wait list, all right? The wait list is no longer. Come on in. Doors are open until November 7th if you're catching this. And I'm going to be removing the videos from the Facebook group, so make sure you catch it. They are going to be in Monetizing Mompreneurs. So no worries about that for people that join in Monetizing Mompreneur Society. But you can kind of see, so when I did my challenge with the Facebook group, okay, Martha says, okay, sent to the link, amen. Alexis, let me know if you have any questions of what I discussed. I'm going to go a little bit into like what I've done previously. Like one of the things I did was growing your Facebook group, and I went into like the value and I went into what, like, hey, the strategies I use to borrow other people's engagers. One of the things is having, and this is what you'll have access to as well, Martha, is also like how to market it on Facebook group if you wanted to, how to grow your Facebook group within, Facebook groups, how to market yourself. Because basically, one of the coolest ways that I found that people that, like, we have a promo day, right? On Thursdays, we can provide promos. Martha, can you repeat that? Because it says, I guess you mean a Facebook group. So Monetizing Mompreneurs is not about a Facebook group, but there is a course all about Facebook groups. And one of was all about how to grow your community using other people's engagers. And what you do is some of these, all for the bio. Yes, I need your bio. I need your headshot and your bio, and I haven't received it yet. So whenever you're ready, Martha, like, send that over ASAP, or we'll talk about it and we can, send it in. So in Monetizing Mompreneur Society, you'll also get access to the course and all of the resources. You also get the resources for other Facebook groups that you can market in, that they let you. Some of them allow you, these are all the like Facebook groups that allow you that every single day you can promo in there. And so let's say these groups have like, 4K, 6K, 10K, 20K members in them. And there's members that are showing up. And let's say, you hit on something. One of the ways that I hit on a really popular lead magnet that I had was the Money Bootcamp. And so what I would do is I would go into these Facebook groups and I would put, hey, I have a Money Bootcamp challenge. Do you want access? It will help you, get your money right within your business. Signups, and that's how I grew in a week 1,000 new members within my Facebook community and grew my email list at the same time. So it's not hard to grow, right? It's really not hard, but if you don't have the systems, if you don't have the foundation, right, to basically nurture the right people to get into your world and start scaling your business, then even if you do grow and you don't know how to kind of like follow up with that sale, right? How are you going to get them into that next sale? So what I would do is I would grow my group and then I would launch a challenge. That was one of the best things because there's momentum. So there's things that you need to do in order to create that momentum and, and basically have a really fruitful challenge, like launch, right? And so there is a strategy behind that, that you can do, over and over again. Currently, our new strategy is with summits, right? Growing our email list with bundles and summits. And so we are getting ready to prepare to launch Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit with 27 speakers, right? And that's a huge, we have, with all of our speakers, there's a combination of over 76,000 email subscribers. Like, I haven't even like sat down, I think it's way over that. I think it's closer to 100,000 people. And so imagine, and we're reaching email lists, like social media is great, but email list is the bee's knees. And so one of our qualifications for being part of our Monetizing Mompreneur Summits is being part of Monetizing Mompreneur Society is an easy in. But because we're gonna basically definitely make sure that you're in that level. Alexa says we love email. Yeah, girl, talk to like DM me, girl. Like, girl, email list is one of the biggest ways that you can grow your. Like, I found it the fastest, with other people's engagers. So one of the ways was promoting in these groups, right? Putting in your lead magnet and growing your email list there. But one of the best ways that I've made the most sales was with, and I'll teach you guys a strategy on how to do that, was with bundles and summits. But anyways, so that's why I developed Monetizing Mompreneur Society as well, because I'm like, let's get you your first 1,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get you your first 1,000 subscribers and also have tripwires, automations that not only get subscribers, but that you can also get sales. That's potential, and not only that, I have for the people that join, that's why Like if you go into my IG, and I'm not promoting it like that, I'm not promoting it big, because for the people that have been following me and that are on, on here, we are in the founding members launch. And I wanted to really focus on you all. Whoever signs up sees the value right away. Number one, I knew it would be an easy sell because we already have members, right? And we start in January. But also is because I want to really focus on you all. I didn't want to have like, from the get 100 members. For me, I really want this to be successful. I want word of mouth marketing, and I want you guys to rave about me. So that's why I can't wait. Once you sign up, I cannot wait to be working with you. And we have like, a nice, really great group right now. And so if it blows up, amen, but I love the fact that we have members, people are excited, and I get to sit down one-on-one, like with Martha and with a few other members. And I have room, Alexis, if you are looking to, I have room for some one-on-one. I have still some one-on-one space. So if you do sign up and you pay in full, we get to work for 3 sessions, like pretty much 3 weeks, and then also within that 6-month span. So if you're listening to this, or you're catching the replay, and unless that doesn't say the bonus on the checkout, if it's still there, then there's still space for you to work one-on-one with me for 3 weeks. And we can really tailor into your landing pages, because as a web designer, you'll be getting my expertise on what sells on sales pages, right? You'll be getting my expertise on design, in that area and stuff like that. Sometimes you need that outside eye, and we can go a little bit into the wording as well and copy. So moving on. So basically, I provided, if you got my email, I've pretty much provided the slide decks that you can create, like it's already like kind of like put together in a way that you can create your own packages of your offers. And you also be getting workbooks, right? That you can customize on yourself, and just, what your point A is, what your point B, and stuff like that you can customize, and all of that. Like I said, you'll also be getting checklist, a launch checklist, access, of course, to all of these, day 1, day through day 3, access to Monetizing Mompreneur login, all of that good stuff. Alexis, do you have any questions? Let me know. But yes, and then all of the emails as well, basically they're my emails that you can see as well. And I'm also going to be putting a little bit of a slide deck as well for you to use. We are going to touch a little bit on ads, but really we're going to have a teacher speaking on ads once everyone is kind of like in a really good place to automate that your funnel is working. Says Linda, you really are the GOAT. LOL. GOAT. Okay, I receive it. But basically, this is the thing. And this is one of the most beautiful things that I've seen, because I wanted to do ads. I remember I wanted to do ads, and I dabbled in ads and stuff like that. And ads is really great when your funnel is working. That's when ads is absolutely amazing. Because you're automating. How can I automate this? How can I make this quicker? Instead of going into these Facebook groups, instead of doing these bundles, now I know that people want my offer. I know that people want my challenges. I have feedback. I have I grew my Facebook group. What's the next place? Then you'll know how to utilize your ads, right? Lexis or Martha or anyone that else is joining or watching, let me know if you have any questions. Please put them in the chat. But I kind of wanted to let you know that Monetizing Mompreneur Society is more than just about bundles and summits. It's really about building your foundation. And what I'm talking about when it talks about building your foundation, it's building out kind of like how you're going to receive your people, how you're going to nurture your people, and how you're going to convert them into paying clients or customers, right? And so how does that look like? What does how you're going to attract them, how you're using social media, how you're using your layers, right? And then you can really grow. You can really grow your social media. You can really grow, your business. You can start scaling your business. I know with one of my one-on-one that signed up, that she paid in full, we're talking about helping her create a recurring income stream, because really that's how I'm scaling, is because I have a recurring income stream, and kind of monetizing mompreneur kind of like affords that, because there is kind of like a monthly payment option that you, instead of paying in full, you can pay month to month. And that's something that I can launch, regularly if I wanted to, or I can span it out and do maybe, span it out that it's a year-long program. But currently it's just 6 months. But one of the best things that you can do if you want to really scale is think about having a recurring income stream. And I'm going to have also some resources, because I have helped clients with that within Monetizing Mompreneur Society on developing a recurring income stream. I'm also going to have courses on Dubsado, because when people pay in full, they tell me their wants and the desires. And she's starting. So one of our society members, she is an accountant, and basically she wants to stay home and she wants to grow her business, and she's looking for ways to expand her accounting business. And she's kind of like deciding how is she going to do that. So she's going through currently right now, building out her Facebook group, building out the culture in her Facebook group, and also building out her own challenge, and then how she's going to continue that. But one of the things that we discussed, that we sat down, is that she doesn't have a workflow on onboarding her clients, right? We talked about the best way to scale as well is developing VIP days. So instead of, like, one of the things I did as a web designer, instead of having a whole month or months that a website gets launched, we're launching in 5 days, 3 to 5 days, right? One of the things that like in a week. So basically I have bigger capacity. Instead of having a client, because of all the emails, I sit down with the client one day. Day one, we talk about what it is. We knock out the theme, we knock out the branding. Day two, we knock out all of the items that need to be in. We get the bones of the structure of their website. And day three is pretty much kind of like revisions and or launching, because day two you can also do the revisions and launching. So depending on the size of the website and the size of the project, but it didn't take longer than a week. You're launching in a week. And so I definitely discussed with her, is like, how can you develop your day rates? And one of the things is Dubsado is a great tool, and she needed more help with Dubsado. So basically within Monetizing Mompreneurs, you'll also be having access and strategy and workflows on using Dubsado, because these are all things and items that clients have talked to me about. And I wanted to make sure that whoever doesn't invest in Monetizing Mompreneur Society, that I definitely go into like the areas that they may be struggling as they're trying to scale, right? And so if you're interested in working with me and sitting down one-on-one with me, this is one of the best opportunities, because I don't know how long this price is going to be. So if you go to lindamendable.com/monetizing mompreneur society, I will put it in the chat. You can easily sign up. So it's kind of hard to get in, only because at the end of the challenge is when people are getting in, and I'm only like launching it to my email list. Like I said, this is a soft launch for Monetizing Mompreneur Society. This is something that I really want to be ridiculously successful, not just for myself, but for you coming on board. It says, Martha says, we met at just the right time. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Like, I know we met at the right time, and this is very timely. And I know that I'm here at the right time. Like, yes, I was sick, but we're here. And that's one of the beauties of a challenge as well, is that it's on your time. You can pre-record it. I love to do it live, but you can also pre-record it, package it up, and have it in a student dashboard. But we'll also be discussing about, like, if you have questions about, okay, how do I do that? Or what tools should I use? What tools should I use for marketing? Should I go straight into Flowdesk, or should I use some other tool? Those are all valid questions. And I don't recommend spending money. Like, as soon as you're starting your business, spending money on a whole bunch of tools. I recommend being lean as possible and investing in the right tools when you're ready for them. So like Flowdesk, there's monthly charges for that. But I would recommend MailerLite. MailerLite is actually pretty awesome, but it's free before you get 1,000 subscribers. Because once you get 1,000 subscribers, your methods are pretty much working, and what you're doing is, sealing the deal. You're bringing in people in, you're nurturing them, right? And people want to listen to you. So I hope this was helpful. This concludes day 3. Ciao, everyone.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com. Sign up for the Blog Cure, which is an awesome course that I created that will help you set up your blog or take your blog to the next level. And join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Easy.